Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we'll be talking about Happy City. And this is designed by Ari and Toshiki Sato. The artwork is by Makoto Takami. And it is published by Gamewright Games.
You guys, this is not Mad City.
Or Sad City.
This is not even like Moderate City. We're talking about full-on
Happy City.
Happy City. This is a super light engine building game. You are drafting all these different buildings into your tableau in front of you, trying to build the perfect city. The thing I love about this game the most is the scoring. It is dead simple. It is simply your population multiplied by how happy they are. Easiest scoring system any city builder ever played. Let me show you how it works. All right, here is our setup for Happy City. On our turn, what we're going to do is based off of the number of these little income symbols here, we're going to get that much income, and everybody's going to get it at the start of the round. So right now, we've got one of those symbols. We start with 2 of the coins. We're going to get a third as our income. The next thing we can do, if we had any cards out there, we could choose one of them to get rid of and then replenish a row of cards. But right now, we don't have any cards out there, so we're just going to go fill a row of cards. Let's choose these cheap ones here. On the back, so you can kind of see what the range of the price is going to be on each one of these. And also there's going to be some color mechanics involved. And based on how tall the buildings are, it gives you kind of a probability of what is going to be most likely to be showing up in that particular deck. So we're going to refill 3 of these. And as expected, there's a lot of yellows in there because there's a lot of yellows in that cheap deck. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to spend our 3 coins on a bookshop. The bookshop costs 3 up here. It's a yellow card. There's also kind of a symbol for a yellow card here, which means it's like a store. And it's going to do a couple things for us. First of all, it's going to give us more income, but it's also going to give us a population for our city. We're going to put it down below here in our tableau. We're going to try to get 10 buildings in our city. Once someone gets 10 buildings in their city, that's going to trigger the end of the game. We're going to finish that round, and then, of course, whoever has the most points wins the game. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get a lot of income so that we can use the income to buy buildings that have people on them, and also buildings that have hearts on them, like this cake shop has here. And then our score is going to be our people multiplied by our hearts. That's going to be our final score. At the beginning of the next round, of course, we get our income again. This time we get 2 coins for our income. We can choose to get rid of a card. Let's get rid of the cake shop. I've discarded over there. And then we get to refill a row up to 3 cards. We've only got 2 coins, so we can spend those 2 coins to buy a police station. Alternatively, if we don't like what we see out there, we don't want to buy anything, we can always take an extra coin as a kind of an additional income that round. So we can kind of save it for next round. Also, every round, we have these green buildings up top there. Those are our residences. There's a house, an apartment complex, and a high-rise building, which has 1, 2, or 3 people in it. Those are always available. There's always the number of players -1. So let's say in a 3-player game, for instance, there's only going to be 2 cards in each one of those piles up there. The cards in this row are $4 and $5. And then obviously there's, again, the distribution of what's most likely to be found in that particular pile. And then we have our high expensive cards, anywhere from 6 to 9 coins, and a whole lot of oranges on there. And a lot of the oranges have to do with scoring, which is going to be really important for us. You can see that one there's a ski resort. Has a ton of hearts, which is going to be really important. So you can only have 1 of each building in your city. Like, for instance, you couldn't have 2 of the ski resorts in your city. But you could have a card that does the exact same thing, but with a different title. We also have all these pink cards down below here. These pink cards are called the bonus buildings. However, you do not have to pay for them. What's going to happen basically is they're going to be a reward once you've met a certain threshold. Like this one here, for instance, you're going to get this as a bonus once you have completed 2 blue buildings and 1 green building. At the end of your turn, if you show that you've had that, then you just get to take it for free. This particular one gives us a couple of income plus a couple of hearts, which can be really, really strong. This row never refills. Basically, at the beginning of the game, you're going to put out the amount of players plus 2. And that's what we've got set up for a 3-player game here with 5 cards. There's a whole bunch of them in there. And on top of that, basically, once you are kind of more familiar with the game, they have this whole deck of expert building cards. Same exact thing. They have prerequisites of what they need in order to be bought. But also, on top of that, they have special abilities. This one says, at the end of the game, double your score if your total is less than 30 points. That's a ton of points that you can get, possibly. This one's one port says, It's -3 to purchase blue cards, which is fantastic. So you can buy some of those blue cards for cheap. So a ton of different special abilities you can get from those expert building cards. I'd say if you're a more advanced gamer, just jump right to those. But if you're playing with kids or something, maybe start with the pink building cards instead. So like I mentioned, once someone has built their 10th building, the game end is triggered. Everyone's going to finish their turn, and then you're going to add up your points. You're going to take your people, your green people, multiplied by the pink hearts, and that is your score. If there is a tie, the tiebreaker is how much money you have. The rulebook says something along the lines of, money doesn't always buy happiness, but it certainly can help.
When you play this game, you are definitely going to be fishing for certain cards. So I like how the 3 different decks not only tell you what the prices of those 3 decks will be, but also the probability on how tall those stacks are, how tall the buildings are of what buildings should come out, because you are looking for certain things. So you will try and kill things in certain rows to try and get other things to come out. And I like that the game kind of gives you that direction so you can be strategic about it. You're not just willy-nilly killing things and hoping you'll get what you want. This is good at this is good at that, and this is good at that. And I just really liked that.
Every action in this game was so quick and so simple. You're just taking a quick little bit of income. You are maybe clearing out a row, maybe refilling some cards, maybe buying a card, and that's it. You're just going so fast, and you kind of watch what's happening on everybody's turns. So everybody's engaged the entire time. On top of that, the box says 30 minutes. I think that's extremely generous. Yeah. I think in a 2-player game, we can knock one out in 10 minutes. Even with a multiplayer game, you're looking at 15 minutes, unless you're playing with someone with some pretty severe AP or something. But this game just cruises by. It does not overstay its welcome at all. It is one of the fastest little engine builders ever.
I feel like if you're playing with just adults, there's no reason to not just automatically add all the expert stuff. But if you want this to be a more family game, yeah, I understand playing the base game first. But then after that, I don't see any reason to not add the expert cards and just have them in. I felt like besides the text, depending on the age of the people that you're playing with, I mean, you can get the iconography, 1, 2, 3, and 4 and stuff like that. So I just felt like you could... And I would have just played everything all together. We like to play games in stages just so we can understand the whole game when they offer stuff like that. But I felt like we didn't need to. I felt like we could have just played with all of the stuff. Yeah.
I think that the artwork in this game was perfect. It was just simple and cute, and it came together really well. I mean, it's all there really is cards and a couple little money tokens, but they made it work together really well. Every background of the building all had to do with what kind of building it was. So, for instance, if you had a residence, it generally gave you people. If you had, a commerce building, it usually gave you some kind of income. If you had a building that was about making people happy, you got happiness points. So there was, everything's kind of made perfect sense. It all came together seamlessly. You didn't really feel like you were getting a commerce building. You felt like you were getting a bank, and the banks give you income or whatever.
Yeah.
But it just was so cute and smooth that you're just building these certain colors to try to get those certain bonus buildings, perhaps, and maximize your points. But it did not come across as a point-grabby game. It just came across as this cute little tableau engine building game, which I thought worked really well for families.
So I enjoyed this game, and I thought it was fun. It was cutesy. I enjoyed it well. I enjoyed every game I had while playing it. I don't know if it necessarily has staying power, but I did enjoy every play we had of it.
I mean, I agree. I really enjoyed the engine building at first, and there came to a certain point where I was like, I was really enjoying how that churning through it. But it's going to get a little bit repetitive after a while. So I'm not going to be asking for this one, but I have a feeling that our daughters will be. So I'll still get a chance to play it, just not every day. This is not the kind of game you're going to get burned out on it quick. There's not a ton to explore here, but it still is super quick, simple fun.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. Until then, you can find us on Facebook under Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews, on Twitter we're Ryan and Bethany 1, and on Instagram we are Ryan and Bethany.
You guys, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye. Guys.